Simone, we watched some footage of you online where you've said to someone, now the first opportunity I get to mention the word vegan and to mention the words animal rights, I'm going to take it, and I think that was in the media sphere.
Yeah.
I saw some photos of you meeting both Bill and Hillary Clinton. Did you manage to drop a V-bomb?
Oh my gosh, better than that.
Yeah?
Better than that. Yes, I've met Bill. I've met Hillary a few times. I met Bill once, and we talked about, he was vegan at that point, and we talked about being vegan, and he was, you know, amazing and wonderful. And then when Hillary was running for president, Russell Simmons was one of the MCs at her event. And of course, you know, there's Secret Service, and there's a huge amount of, you know, a barrier around somebody, like there has to be, just to be safe. But there was this crazy moment backstage where she was coming out to speak, and Russell had already introduced, you know, a number of her other supporters. And I found myself in a room the size of like maybe like a dressing room with, I think Sharon Stone was there, and a couple other celebrities were there. Me, Judy Mancuso from Social Compassion Legislation, which is the group that we have which does legislation for animals. Russell's girlfriend at the time, his assistant. There was literally like maybe like 10 of us there. And she was just kind of standing there. And Judy and I were like, oh my God, this is our opportunity. We gotta go, you know?
She can't get out of this room.
Yeah, we gotta go for it. And so we did it the right way. Huma works for her, and we just said, we really want a moment with Hillary. Is that okay? And she said, sure, no problem. She wants to talk to her voters, you know? Okay, great. So we went up to her, and we said, listen, you know, at the time Bernie was getting all of the animal rights votes. And we said, Bernie is going to take your animal rights votes. Animal rights people are one vote. How do you stand on animal rights? And if we think you stand well on animal rights, we're probably going to forgive everything else and vote for you, because that's going to say to us that you're a good person and that you care about, you know, the environment, and you care about all these other things. So we spoke to her. And she said, well, what do you mean Bernie is taking my vote? She said, I'm a huge animal lover, and I especially fight for elephants. And we were like, well, just letting you know. And we said, if you Google that doesn't come up. Animal rights is not something that really comes up. And she said, well, here. And she gave us, we gave her our cards. And we said, you really need to stand up for animals because we want to support you.
Yeah.
And a week later, her, you know, one of her website people in her office called and said, we want to work with you and Hillary Clinton's campaign. And from that, the very first animal rights sort of contingent, some part of her website was put out there on her presidential website, trying to be president, you know.
Candidate.
Candidate, right, thank you. And I think it was the first time in history that we were, you know, and we gave them the list of things that she needed to address, and she did.
Wow.
So that is just an example of, like, you never be silent. You go for it. And she was happy to have the interaction, so much so that she actually, you know, got somebody from her office to call us and work with. So that was really great.
That's amazing. A tip for everybody who's listening: lock someone in a closet with you.
That's right.
Someone of influence and power.
If they happen to have been the first lady, even better. Yeah.
Wow. I just looked at my arms. I wasn't looking at my watch. I was looking at my arms because I felt the hair raise on my arms after hearing the outcome.
Oh, well, I can one-up you on that. I will tell you very quick. Yes, I will one-up you on that one. Hillary Clinton was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And I don't think it made it onto the show. It was sort of like an after show where they had extra stuff. And she told the story that a friend of hers in Africa, and it was this beautiful watering hole in front of their property. And at about dusk every night, a herd of elephants would come and they would drink from this watering hole. And they were having a cocktail party. And they said, oh, if we're lucky, you know, right at dusk, the elephants are going to come. So everybody went out on the deck and waited. Are they going to come? Are they going to come? And all of a sudden, they started walking to this watering hole, and everybody's, you know, amazed. And they're drinking, and the matriarch comes toward them, and everybody's like, uh-oh. You know, like, oh. She's like, no, it's fine. Matriarch comes toward them.